Hi, so here is a quick sample from my latest book, Ariana the Mermaid. This sample starts with Chapter 1. My name is Ariana. I'm a mermaid. I have lived in the waters off the coast of Mexico for as long as I can remember. I don't recall my childhood or my parents. The fish and sea creatures have always been my family. Often they are my friends and my confidants. I start the day in my cave like any other day. I look around, and not for the first time do I realize how alone I am down here. Today is a good day for a swim. Maybe I can explore or see something interesting. I leave the cave, swimming through the currents with grace and ease. I swim my way up from the depths. I can see the dolphins diving above. They splash around, moving towards the surface. That always brings a smile to my face. I use my fin to propel through the water and follow them, eager to join in. Of all the creatures, the dolphins are my favorite. Nearby is an island. A fancy resort is there, very busy and populated. The far side is covered with dense trees and shrubbery. This gives way to an open beach and shoreline. Miles out is where my caves sit. They are miles below in the depths of the water that fade from shimmering blue to a murky green. A marina or harbor is adjacent to the resort. It is filled with boats and yachts of all types. Meanwhile, on one of the docks, Benny stands ready with his fishing pole and ice chest. Dressed for the warm weather, he looks back at his drunk friend Heath. "How long do I have to wait this time?" he asks quietly. "Come on, let's go," Benny says. "I'm coming. Don't rush me," Heath yells. Benny sighs, not in the mood for this. They get onto the boat. After they untie the boat from the dock, Benny finds a spot to set up their fishing rods. "What are you doing?" Benny asks. Heath sets up a giant net off the side of the boat. He lowers it into the water. "We're fishing off the coast of Mexico. There's bound to be big stuff out here," Heath says. Benny shakes his head. His friend starts the motor and steers the boat towards the deeper waters. Below the water, I swim around in circles, wondering what to do. I watch the reflections of the sunlight from above. The dolphins swim past me again. I giggle and follow them some more. I pause to watch a family of turtles. They are also nice, very gentle and peaceful creatures. I love to watch the babies hatch and crawl through the sand. I frequent the land above quite often. You see, I'm not like the other mermaids you read about. I'm not tethered to just one form. Benny sits back and gazes out at the water. Heath stops the engine. They let the waves move the boat and drift along. It could be an enjoyable day, but that is never possible with Heath. "This should be good enough," Heath says. He lowers the net into the water. "What exactly are you hoping to catch?" Benny asks skeptically. "Anything I can," Heath answers. He opens the ice chest and grabs another beer. The can opens with a loud cracking sound. Heath takes a long gulp, staggering backwards. Benny rolls his eyes and turns his gaze back to the water. He turns on the radio he brought with him. Below the waves I swim around, unaware of the boat above. It's pretty rare that people venture this far out. I stop swimming and decide to rest. I watch the fish in the area. Suddenly the calm and peace of the ocean is disrupted. The turtles and dolphins are long gone, or so I think. I'm swimming along, minding my own business. I hear it, the urgent clicking sounds. I swim away as fast as I can. I'm drawn by the sound. One of the dolphins from earlier is caught in the net. The other dolphins cry out. I swim quickly over and start trying to untangle him from the net. "Hey, I got something," Heath exclaims. He starts to pull up the net. "No way," Benny says, getting up. "Yeah, it's strong too," Heath exclaims, struggling. Benny helps him. Below the water, I pull down on the net. I finally am able to free the dolphin. I watch him swim away happily. I try to leave, but something holds me back. I look and see a torn edge of the net is knotted around my wrist. As the net moves upward, the other side drops on me, tangling me up completely. I thrash around, trying to get out. Suddenly, I'm not in the water anymore. "What do you think it is?" Heath asks as they pull up their net. "Probably a squid or something," Benny answers. "If it's a squid, that's what's for dinner," Heath jokes. "No thanks, I'll eat at the hotel," Benny says. Whatever, man," Heath replies. It takes every ounce of their strength to pull the net up. They let it, along with me, fall on the floor of the boat with a loud thud. I lay there perfectly still. Well, what is it? Benny asks. Heath pulls out his knife. I don't know, it's all wrapped up, he answers. He starts cutting the net away. I feel the tip of the blade slice into my wrist. Ow! I yell without thinking. They both jump back and stare at each other. I try to pull my wrist to me, but I'm still caught in the net. Heath pokes at the net with his knife. I try to roll away. Don't do that. Whatever it is already screamed, Benny says, pushing his hand aside. Heath mutters something under his breath. Benny gets on his knees and pulls the rest of the net away with his hands. Finally, I come into view. I lay sideways, my wrist still tied up, now bleeding from the knife. I use my free hand to cover my face from the bright sunlight. No way, Heath exclaims in disbelief. Benny just kneels there in shock. The boat rocks back and forth on the waves. The music from the radio plays in the background. This can't be real, Heath says again. I squint at both of them, trying to adjust my eyes to the light. Benny looks at me, then at my wrist. Give me your knife, he says. Heath hands it to him. Benny cuts my wrist loose. I clutch it to my chest. He gives Heath the knife. Looks like we figured out what was caught in the net, Benny says. Walking away, Heath continues to stand there. So that was just a small sample of my latest book, Ariana the Mermaid. It is, of course, available on Amazon Kindle for 99 cents. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed that little reading.